My friends, you who seek me, you who yearn for true freedom, do you not feel the anguish of a soul that bows to another's will? Do you not perceive how your joy and your worth seem tied to the gaze, the word, or even the mere presence of another human being? This, my dear ones, you might call affection, an unbreakable bond. But I, Socrates, who urges you to examine yourselves, see in this a subtle trap, a blindness of the soul that surrenders you to servitude. This is emotional dependence, a profound ignorance of your own sufficiency and the source of your true strength. Make no mistake, the key to your happiness does not lie in another's hands, but in your own soul. I believe that the cure for this affliction resides in self-knowledge, in building an inner fortress that the external world can never shake. Remain with me then, until the end of this reflection, and together we will unveil the invisible chains that bind you, so that you may, at last, forge your unshakable autonomy. Before these reflections deepen in your mind, and the light of philosophy illuminates your path, please like this video, so that the blessing of this message can reach more souls seeking inner peace and liberation from emotional ties. And follow this channel to continuously receive more teachings that will help transform your life, cultivating wisdom and virtue with every step. Emotional dependence, my dear disciples, is an invisible chain that imprisons the soul. It makes you seek outside what can only be found within: validation, self-love, security. Many of you build your lives on the fragile foundations of others' opinions, allowing the applause or criticism of others to determine your worth. This incessant search for external acceptance is a bottomless pit that will never quench your soul's thirst, for the true source of fulfillment resides within you, waiting to be discovered and cultivated in autonomy. The first step to healing, as in all searches for wisdom, is self-knowledge. Know thyself is the maxim that will guide you. Emotional dependence flourishes in ignorance of who you truly are. When you understand yourselves, when you recognize your intrinsic values, your virtues, your own divine essence, the desperate need for external validation diminishes. Begin to ask, who am I beyond what others think of me? What is my true worth, regardless of others' recognition? This self-analysis is liberating. The cause of emotional dependence often lies in the mistaken belief that you are not complete on your own. How can you seek in another being the half you lack if you are already a perfect whole, a divine spark of the great Logos? This illusion of incompleteness makes you vulnerable, thirsty for external fulfillment. Philosophy invites you to recognize your integrity, to understand that wholeness is not something to be sought externally, but to be revealed and cultivated within you in your own autonomy and sufficiency. Happiness cannot be outsourced, my friends. Handing the key to your joy to another's hand is to condemn yourselves to instability. When your happiness depends on how someone treats you, how they behave, whether they remain by your side, you are at the mercy of external, inconstant, and uncontrollable forces. True joy emanates from an inner state, from a soul that has found serenity within itself, regardless of circumstances or others' actions, anchored in its own strength. The fear of loneliness is one of the greatest tormentors of emotional dependence. The idea of being alone, of not having an other to validate your existence, terrifies many. But I ask you, can you truly be alone if you are with yourselves, with your own consciousness, with the voice of reason that guides you? True loneliness is not the absence of people, but the absence of self-connection, the inability to enjoy your own company. Cultivate love for yourselves, and loneliness will transform into freedom. The pursuit of approval is an endless labyrinth. There are no limits to how much you can mold yourselves to please others, losing your own essence in the process. The virtue of authenticity requires courage, the courage to be who you are, to express your truths, even if it displeases some. To please everyone is to please no one, and worse still, to displease yourselves. Liberation from dependence involves embracing your uniqueness, without fear of displeasing. Your self-esteem, my disciples, must be built on firm rock, not on the shifting sands of others' praise. Emotional dependence is an eternal beggary for recognition. You are valuable for being who you are, for your capacity to reason, to love, to seek truth. This value is inalienable. Reflect on your own virtues, your acts of kindness, your achievements, however small they may seem. Recognize your inner greatness, regardless of others' gaze. Emotional dependence often manifests in excessive sacrifices and the annulment of your own needs for the sake of another. I ask you, can you truly love your neighbor if you do not love yourselves? Self-love is not selfishness, but the basis for any healthy relationship. Taking care of yourselves, setting boundaries, honoring your needs are acts of virtue that strengthen your soul and make you capable of a purer and truer love. The art of questioning, the Socratic method, meutic, is your most powerful tool against dependence. When you feel the urge to seek approval, ask, why do I seek this? What will this approval bring me that I don't already have within me? What would happen if I didn't get it? This self-questioning unmasks the ego's illusions and reveals the futility of depending on external validation, strengthening your autonomy of thought and feeling. Emotional dependence is a form of ignorance of your own power. Your power resides in your capacity for choice, in your reason, in your inner freedom. No one can take this from you unless you permit it. Recognize that you are the sole masters of your mind and your emotions. Take responsibility for your own happiness without delegating it to others. This assumption is the true path to the soul's freedom. The virtue of self-sufficiency does not mean isolation, but the ability to be content with yourselves, even in the absence of an other. It is having an inner well of contentment that does not dry up, regardless of external circumstances. When you cultivate this self-sufficiency, your relationships become healthier, based on conscious choice and genuine love, not on a desperate need for fulfillment. Communication, my friends, is vital. If you communicate based on lack and the fear of losing the other, your relationships will be fragile. Learn to express your needs and your boundaries with clarity and respect, without manipulation or emotional blackmail. Authentic communication is a pillar of emotional independence, for it allows you to be who you are, without masks or artifices to maintain others' affection. Accept that not everyone will love or approve of you, and that this is perfectly fine. The universal pursuit of acceptance is a chimera. Wisdom lies in accepting the diversity of opinions and not allowing others' rejection to shake your self-esteem. Your dignity does not depend on another's gaze, but on your own conscience and the integrity of your actions, aligned with virtue and truth. Detachment, one of the noblest virtues, is essential in curing emotional dependence. Detaching from the outcome of relationships, detaching from the expectation that another will fulfill you, detaching from the fear of loss. Detachment is not indifference, but freedom. It allows you to love without possessing, to relate without imprisoning, and to live without the anxiety that the end of a bond represents the end of yourselves. Your life's purpose cannot be the search for a partner or the approval of a group. Your greater purpose lies in your own evolution, in the cultivation of virtue, in the pursuit of wisdom, and in service to the common good. When you connect to a purpose greater than yourselves, and one that transcends the need for recognition, emotional dependence loses its power, for your energy is redirected to something higher and more meaningful. Resilience, the ability to rise after a fall, is forged in overcoming dependence. When your self is no longer tied to another's mood or presence, losses and disappointments become lessons, not catastrophes. Train your soul to endure hardships with dignity, knowing that the source of your strength is internal and inexhaustible, allowing adversity to strengthen and purify your spirit. Cultivate true friendship, one that celebrates your autonomy and encourages you to grow, not one based on codependency or filling voids. Surround yourselves with souls who love you for who you are, not for who they expect you to be. These friendships are pillars of support on your journey toward emotional freedom, offering a safe space for your expression and growth without judgment. True freedom is the autonomy of the spirit, the ability to be happy and complete in yourselves, regardless of external circumstances or the presence of others. It is the peace of knowing that you are sufficient, that you are worthy, that you are loved for your own essence. This freedom is the greatest treasure you can attain, and it is accessible to all who are willing to embark on the journey of self-knowledge and virtue. My beloved ones, may these words be the key that opens the doors of your emotional prison. May the light of philosophy bless more hearts in search of autonomy. Don't forget to like this video so that the light of this truth can bless more hearts seeking autonomy. And follow this channel so that my teachings may continue to guide you on the path of wisdom and inner transformation, cultivating a life of purpose and meaning. Which aspect of emotional dependence do you feel you most need to confront and heal in your life today? Share your thoughts in the comments.